Hello and a very good morning to one and all. It's Saturday now, the 7th of May 2022, and I'm looking out from the central pier onto views of the beach and the Irish Sea. And there's the South Pier in the background. Thanks to one and all for everything. Have moved across the other side of the pier now, the central pier, and now we have views of the North Pier and Blackpool Tower and the beach. Well, yes, I do hope you like this video coming along. As usual, there's quite a lot in it. So I'm going to get on with it, and I again thank one and all for everything. A very good morning to one and all. We start our week's video with a visit to the build of the cinema complex and the Wilko store. Let's go down now a few paces to our principal viewing area to this build. And there's the side of the principal contractor's Graham. Now let's have a look at the framework here of this build. As we now know, this is as high as it will get except for the roofing. Now you will notice, or rather not notice, there are no steel workers at work. Well, the reason being is all the groundwork is still being undertaken. You can see in front excavators and contractors at work. They are solely responsible for the groundwork. The steel workers can't work here because they've got to extend the actual framework. Hopefully you will notice two red fire extinguishers at ground level. That is roughly how far this build will extend out to. With another view of the existing framework to this cinema complex and Wilko store. This will complete our weekly visit here. I do hope that one and all has enjoyed this update. Things going very, very well, and I'm told within a couple of weeks now the groundwork force will be leaving and those steel erectors can return and proceed with the build here. We are right on the promenade now. Now, a few local drivers have asked if I can include this in the video. These are new traffic enforcement cameras which have come into play over this May holiday. Here we are. I think we have to go up that road there. There's Papa's Fish and Chip Shop. So I'm going to cross the road very, very carefully. Hopefully this says and explains everything. Enforcement is in force here, Church Street and Corporation Street. I am asked to point out that there is a £60 penalty for drivers who go against this enforcement. In the background is where we have just come from. And this is what I would like to show you. The actual camera, one of several I'm told, in place. There it is, right at the top of that pole. The enforcement camera. It is a sunny morning this Thursday, the 5th of May. I thought you might like to see the Irish Sea, the promenade and the steps that actually lead to the promenade. Well, we've got two venues to visit today, so I really must get on with it. So off we go then to the first of these two venues. That's the Sainsbury's store across the road, just to show you where we are. And this visit today is a landmark visit. Can you notice under the blue cradle the tiles? Yes, this is the complete finish to the facade of this build. The placing of these external tiles. That is Blackpool North Railway Station in front of you, and to continue our landmark visit here today, from this viewing area, you can more clearly see those tiles. So now what we have is we've seen paper, over that paper, insulation, and over that insulation, these tiles. I do hope that you have found all this very interesting at this build of the Holiday Inn. And again, a look at those tiles. Again, that's Blackpool North Railway Station over there. And we've just walked down that ramp that would take you there. And I can show you the excavator at work here this morning, all heavily involved with the underpass. So that's our visit today to the build here. We must now proceed to visit our second venue. Across the road is the council offices of Blackpool. And if I was to turn the camcorder around, you will see the Rose and Crown public house. Now this is the street that we're going to go up this morning. I have some very, very interesting news that will happen and take place in the not too distant future. Oh, while we go up here, we may pop into the anime store. Yes, just going to pop in. Ah, there's Claire there. Morning, Claire. And if we're lucky, we will see Keith around here. Morning, Keith. Just a very quick visit. And I think we can afford to visit the shop directly opposite, the scooter shop that also sells laptops and mobiles. One of our haunts again. We now continue our walk along this street. We just have to pass all these tables and chairs outside their respective cafes. And two young ladies here. I think we may get a wave, will we? Yes, we will. That's great. Now this is the news that I have for you. We're just approaching it now, this very large shop front. Can you remember a project that was called Cafe MEOW that was supposed to be introduced next door to the old post office of Blackpool in Abingdon Street? Well, that never transpired. However, it will here. Cafe MEOW will be open along this street, the Burley Street, in the near future. There's a lot of work to do, but not too long. And cats will arrive from Easterley. Also on the ground floor, they will serve simple sandwiches and tea and coffee. So that's the news that I have for you. Cafe MEOW will be introduced into the town of Blackpool along this street. A very big premises this for them. So there's quite a bit to do inside, but they will get there. Cafe MEOW. There's the let by sign there, just to confirm it. And down the bottom, the council offices and the Rose and Crown on the left-hand side. And the final view of Cafe MEOW in the future. Things to do this Friday morning. Now, when we go and return to the build of the Holiday Inn, we're also going to see a project directly adjacent to it. So I'm going to get on with it now because we've got Another place to visit after that. The giant store of Sainsbury's, just to show you where we are to start the tour of the Holiday Inn. From our safe viewing area, another view of this side elevation. Now I know we visited yesterday, but this is quite an interesting period of this build. So I'm going to return, as you can see, with more clips from here. Tiles, insulation, and an area waiting for paper. That's at the end. In the middle, insulation, and on the end, a complete column of those tiles. Yes, there's three in one shot here: insulation, tiles, and an area waiting for the paper. The insulation goes over that, and over the insulation, the tiles. I do hope that this has been an interesting view here. Again, the Sainsbury's store in the background, and a view from here of that side elevation of the Holiday Inn build. Now we're going to leave the build of the Holiday Inn for a little while, because today I'm going to show you a wonderful, wonderful restoration job. Probably, without doubt, one of the very best ones I have seen. I've kept it until now because the facade here is very, very nearly finished. Now, this was a complete wreck, in capital letters, a wreck. And the company here and the workforce here have turned it into what you can see now. It looks superb. Congratulations to one and all. And yes, when this is finished, it will be let out as holiday lets. A marvellous looking property now. And I was so pleased to learn that I was able to video everything that was going on here. Nothing has been left, everything gutted inside, and this is the end result of the facade. Inside, still bits and pieces to actually do. But yes, a wonderful, wonderful job. Now we're going to return now to the build of the Holiday Inn. Just in time to see the security here close the gate. A transporter has just this minute left. And I think in the background we can see a scissor lift in operation. Can you see it? This is from our secondary viewing area. We have now arrived at our principal viewing area, and with a view from the gates here, I'm just going to show you again the 4 stories of the hotel rooms themselves. A quick look round at the whole of the build, and now we progress to our next venue. In the background, the North Pier, and turning the camcorder around, that is the Premier Inn. Now why I have brought you here is look at this. This used to be a bank. Well, now it is the old bank apartments. I've been informed that inside is absolutely superb. There's their website and email. So there we are, something brand new. The Old Bank Apartments, Talbot Road, near the North Pier. It is with these views that I would like to thank one and all who has watched this video. I will see you next time. However, this video is not quite yet over. I have quite a few clips this week, and I do hope that they are enjoyed. So as said, I will see you next time. Bye bye.